to probably be in and out a little bit, but hang with me. How have you been? Thank you for being here. It's Sharon again. If it's your first time tuning in, hello. But listen, it's not it's not personal. It's business. Have you ever heard that? It's not personal, baby. It is business, and we are going to talk about it today. So if you're one of those people who, especially my entrepreneurs, or even if it's you work for someone, in an organization, or you work for, or you have your own company, whatever it is, it's not personal, it's business. And how do we, separate that? Sometimes people will have that question. It's the thing that they will ask, how do you separate it? And so today, I had to have some of those. I had one of those conversations. It was a little bit, sometimes we get caught up. We'll get caught up in, I'm doing somebody a favor. It's a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, one of those. And sometimes you need to be brought back to reality like, baby, it is not personal, it is business. And we always talk those boundaries. But what about business boundaries? My God, what about that? And you're going to say, what about that, Sharon? Yeah, guys, we're going to talk about that. So definitely you want to stay tuned. You want to hang with me because guess what? I talk about a lot of great stuff. You can go onto the lives and you can see it. And some of them are 10 minutes, 15 minutes, some are an hour. But I'm going to tell you, any one of them you choose to check out, it's going to be a lot of great information. So I'm just going through some stuff here. And like I said, that was a conversation that I have. So if you ever thought about doing business with friends or doing business with family, my question is, do you think you should have something? Yes, drop a one for yes and a two for no. Do you think you should have something written when you are doing business or a favor for a family or friend? Guys, come on in, no problem. Thank you for the thumbs up, appreciate him. Thank you for the thumbs up, appreciate it. Yeah, one, if you should have it. Two, it's no. As simple as that. One is yes, we should have things in place. Two is no, it is not necessary. So what are your thoughts on that? So I'm going to say hello for those of you coming on in. Faith Clark, why, hey, thank you. Thank you for being here. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. New clan, hi, thank you. Guys, if you can hear me, do just double tap the screen if you're hearing me, okay? Double tap the screen, just double the screen. Let me know that you can hear me, okay, and that you're there. Jason, the airplane, what? What's up, Jason? Hey, Jason, what's up? Double tap the screen. Let me know you're here and you can hear me. Airplane, what? I like that. That's how it looks as if I would pronounce it. Yeah, I'm talking about it's not personal, it's business. And if you're going to do business with a friend or relative, one, yes, have something written in place. Two, no. And then sometimes people will think that's way too much. But the why having something in place, what do you think it does? When you have something in place, it just, so the lines aren't blurred because it's already done. It's there. Yeah, it's day is going well. New Newy clan. My day is going well. How about yours and everybody else? Whenever you see this, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, I really appreciate you being here because it makes a huge difference. It makes a difference when you are able to have conversations with people or people understand. You always want to make sure that they're, the lines are clear. You want to make sure the lines are clear. My day is good. It's a good day. Yeah, it was that kind of day. I was very deep in thought this morning. And sometimes, too, you have to think about should you do something or not? Should you? And sometimes it's like they say your first impression is it's the best one. My first impression is the best one. How old am I? Oh my goodness, guess. Oh my gosh. I just turned this on and all of a sudden, how do you, yeah, guys, welcome on and thank you for being here. Sometimes I know we start out a little, but then we continue, we keep the momentum. And so if you are going to do business with a family member, you always want to have something in place. Sometimes too, we've all been guilty of that. That like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be good, and there's just so much going on. And yeah, like sometimes we just have to phone call and just to update and let folks know what's happening. Because just think of it, when you turn, oh, thank you so much. You were this close, Khan. You were this close. Let me take off my glasses. Now you can guess my age. He was like, oh, there you go. Can I see you? My eyes, it's almost like my eyes have to refocus. 45. All right, I'll take 45. I'll take 45. You're close. You are close enough. You are close enough. So, let's say, a 45-year-old person doing business with family members, whether they're older or younger, would you still think you should have? We call it here an IOU, okay? 45, 43, 42, 46, 47. There you go. You're very close. You're very close. So, yes or no, do you think if you're doing business with a friend or a family member, let's say a younger family member, should you sign an IOU? Should you have something in place? Because, guys, it's going to make a difference. Yeah, you're right there, Neely Khan. Oh my God, you hit it on the head. So that's the thing. Do you think that if you are having that business, now think of it. Why wouldn't you do it? What would you be concerned about, right? What would you be concerned about if the other person says no? Would you go ahead? Now, would you go ahead and still do business with them? If you and that family member, let's keep it in the family for right now. Hey, everybody, come on in. Great to hear from you all talking about business boundaries and it's personal, it's business. It's not personal, it's business. And whenever you're doing anything that is a form of business transaction, if you feel that family member said, you say who? If that family, any family member, if that family member said no, I want us to do business there, but I don't want to sign anything, would you go ahead and still do business or whatever that transaction is? Let me hear. Let me hear what you have to say, because I like to read and watch. I like to come back to my videos and hear what you guys have to say. So let me know, what are some of the things that you would do? Would you still go ahead? And then one of the questions we also ask this, oh Lord, is this, are we, and tell me that this thing is not giving me, I'm trying to charge y'all. I'm about to drive 2 hours. I'm about to drive 2 hours to go get my phone charger because this is not working out right now. I don't want to lose this. I'm about to drive 2 hours to get that. Hey, Lyrics by Nitya. How are you, my dear? I was listening to you earlier. You see me in abundance was over there, and then it rolled into another one. So I was just doing some work. So Nitya, what we're talking about, it's like keeping it. It's personal. It's business, and because today I had a conversation with someone, and I was like, I'm doing it because of this person. And she was like, listen, Sharon, let's back to what you teach. Sometimes we preach that stuff. And she said, it's not personal, it's business. So if you are in some form of transaction with a family member, the question I ask is this: do you think you should have something in writing, yes or no? Or is that going too far? Oh my goodness. All right, Newly Con, take care. Be careful. Be safe. All right, take care of that. So, lyrics, yeah. So, do you think if you're doing some form of transaction with a family member, should something be written? Or is it going too far? And sometimes we'll think, like, nah, they said they were going to do this. No, they said they were going to do that. Nittany was like, yes. Right, because we've all experienced it, right? Like, girl, good for it. Girl, I'm good for it. And then, like seriously, many of us, we are good for it, but then we're moving things around to make things happen. We've all been that place in our lives. And that's why it's really important that we extend grace and keep the integrity of it, right? Because we've all, especially like right now in this season, we've all experienced that. But then the second part is, if they refuse to sign, would you still go ahead and do that transaction? Yes. Yes, lyrics. Yeah. Sometimes family will do that because they're your family. It's like your family can get over on you and say things and do things to you because they are your family. I'm in the US of A. Where are you located? So that's the thing, your family is your family. I always say that. I would sometimes get people who are, especially new business owners, and that's why I always tell them, and I learned this a long time ago: let your family be your family. Let them be your family. Stop thinking, oh, they're not supporting my books. Oh, they're not supporting my business. Oh, all they got to do is share it with their friends. They're not sharing it with their friends because guess what? Your family's your family. They don't have to be obligated to you, but you do try, right? And you do try. And then sometimes too, when you are like, oh my gosh, I gotta take care of this, but other things are coming up in the meantime, and you're hoping. My hope is that we not you know, inconvenience. And let me know if the video is Newly Con. Thank you. Take care. Newly Con. Yes. Be well. And then you wanting to not come off as harsh. Okay, contact Newly Can. Yeah, you can come back. Bye bye. Thank you for coming. You don't want to come off as harsh, but you also want to create those healthy boundaries. And sometimes many of the family members are like, girl, child, please. No, no, we had an arrangement. And not everybody may be that business minded too, but also you want to extend grace. All right. And I would say for people not to get into those situations, especially if you know you're going to fly off the edge. Especially if you know that you're going to be like, listen, if you don't take care of what you need to take care of, we're going to have a situation here. So that's part of it too. If you know mentally, emotionally, you can't deal with it, don't get into those situations. Because if it's going to make you feel uncomfortable, if it's going to make you feel anxious, if it's going to make you feel like every time you see the person, it's always there in the back of your head because what was said was not done at the time, I would say to be very careful of that. So, yeah, so if ever you're going to enter into something with someone, you you really want to double check and make certain that you are you're ready for it, because you may not be able to keep it up, or even to reinforce the boundaries, all because of just being so lackadaisical about it. Oh, it's my family, next time. And I will say that keep it's not personal, it's business. I would say just to make sure that you are communicating effectively, because some people aren't effective communicators. I've worked with folks that are not effective communicators. They just don't feel like talking about it. And you may be having this whole conversation in your head. Listen, I did this, I did that, this is what happened, and you don't want to get disrespectful, but you want to get your point across. So if it's not personal, it's business. We're talking about creating healthy boundaries around that and making sure that you're communicating, but you also want to communicate respectfully, right? You want to respectfully be able to have that communication, because sometimes you will just want to tell that person about themselves. I'm outdoors. I think I might have stung by a bee or something back here. But you want to just make sure that you are communicating effectively, respectfully, and that it's done well. Also, especially if you are going to write a note, because these voicemails, you can call someone and there could be a voicemail, but the voicemail, you may lose it. So you may want to think about it before you pick up the phone and make that call. How do I need to ground myself? How do I need to settle myself, right? And you want to get to the place that you're not like, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind, because we had this agreement, we said this, and it didn't happen the way that it didn't. Because even in our emails, when we're angry, when we're upset, and for those of you on the replay, if you've gotten this far and you're listening to me, drop me a green heart. Drop me a green heart. And when you drop me that green heart, I'm definitely coming to look for you. Okay? Watch a video, say something. So drop me a green heart if you've gotten this far. What we're talking about is creating these healthy boundaries and how we communicate, because we could be upset, we could send emails that, if you have this attitude and you're angry and you're upset, as nice as you try to be, something about how you communicate can come across that way in your emails. And it's not even a voicemail. So sometimes boundaries needs to be reinforced. And my thing is, as much as you try to keep it professional, this is just a gentle reminder. Oh, moving forward. And you keep doing that. And I was having a conversation with somebody. She was just like, no, you just got to tell it like it is. And you're sometimes hoping, even in business situations, that it doesn't have to go that way. But there are times that it happens. So if you are not reinforcing these boundaries or restating, some even have to restate the agreement. Here's the agreement. Here's what we spoke about. And sometimes too, in these types of relationships, these business relationships too, when you're being so lean, you are not following your own guidelines and your own rules. And the next person now on the other side, they will push as much as they can. Filippo 9, hey, good evening. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Nightbot is in the house too. Good to see you. It's been a minute. Thank you for being here. Thank you for double tap the screen if you haven't done that already. Double tap the screen. If you come back on the replay, always do, because that means I'm coming over to watch something. Thank you for our members. Thank you for the super chatters. Shout you guys out also. It's been a lot going on. I just recently lost a family member last Thursday. At the time of this recording, whenever you see this, I don't want to bring this down, but it's my uncle, my mom's oldest brother. So we're going through that. Yes, thank you for the thumbs up. And life happens, one thing or another. I'm trying to create those boundaries. Sometimes those boundaries, they have a domino effect, right? There's a domino effect when you don't reinforce the boundaries. You don't maybe too evasive on the in the communication, or maybe sometimes we're just trying to keep it so professional that we're not really coming across. So that's one of the things, I wanted to take up. Yeah, we spoke about before, knowing your limits, because mentally, emotionally, if you're uncomfortable in situations as such, then maybe you should not enter into it. Maybe no. Maybe you don't want to do the IOU. Maybe you don't want to do the loan. Maybe you don't want to have that thing that's written in there. It's that. Or sometimes two family members said, okay, but I came and I did this. I came and I helped you cut the trees. I came and I helped you build the wall. But no, that's not what the agreement originally was. So the terms of the agreement to say, hey, it's not personal, it's business. There needs to be clarity on this is an exchange for this particular thing, not what you're choosing to say. Oh, well, I did this for you. Can I just, can you just forget it? Because what you have to understand, people, something stung me, guys. Oh my God. What we have to understand that people, Filippo, doing well. I'm doing well. And I see you're saying hi there. Yes. What we have to understand is that, yes, there are domino effects. Yes, emotionally, mentally, and physically for both parties. But I would say extending grace is good, but we also have to be very mindful of that. And if you're one of those people like, I can't deal with it, don't do it. Sometimes, too, you don't even want to ask some people for anything because of the way that they act. They try to say, oh, so you need this. Oh, so you need that. Like, look, sometimes we got to get over it and say, you know what, in this season, at this particular time, this is what's happening. And that's the same thing in business, too. Sometimes, even to meet payroll, there's no money for that. You may have to company that will give you an advance. Yeah, they're going to charge you some interest. Oh, they want their money and then some. So you may have to do that at the moment. And some people will say, "Oh, you're eating humble pie." No, it's just business. It's the way that it is. And so we have to think of those things like, in this season, what do I need to do? Right? I'm in the nursing field. I've been away from bedside for a couple of years, but it doesn't mean my brain stopped working. Okay. Things may be a little bit different. So sometimes too, we have to find ways how to pivot and do other things, be consulting, maybe, I have some friends that are doing remote positions. Some are doing case management. And sometimes too, it requires the reinventing the wheel. Why am I saying that? Because it's not personal. It's not personal. It's business. But in this moment, these are the things that's happening. And sometimes I can talk from my life too, because I had to pivot. And I'm in the midst of pivot time. Oh, it's uncomfortable. But when you're set up in the way that, when things are okay, say the next 2 months, you're good because you've decided to do something that's a little bit uncomfortable. And in the midst of just trying to make it all work. One of the things, though, I did find out about, oh my God, I think it's a bee, guys. Oh, no, I'm not allergic to it. It's that we've spoken about renegotiating the boundaries, reinforcing them. If if you do not really look or reevaluate it and restructure them, or what the word I'm looking for, reinforce them. Sometimes boundaries need to be reinforced. Diego Bretas, hola. Boundaries will need to be enforced and reinforced. And I don't know if negotiated, but no, we just need to come up with that. If this is making sense to you guys, let me know if it's sense, because you know I always come up with something. And what are the consequences you're going to put in place? Do you just quit, or do you put something in it? I know for business though, it's there's some things that are placed in your contract, right? Like, hey, if this isn't done at such and such a time, this is what will incur. Here are some of the things that will happen. So ahead of time, if you let someone know ahead of time that, hey, we're doing this now, you'll say, no, why would I want to do this with family? Why would I want to do this with friends? It's also, too, to let people know that it's not so easy to walk away, because that has, even in business, there's some people who will just feel that they could just walk away. And when they walk away, the consequences, the domino effect, they may think that it doesn't affect someone. It does. It affects the business. It affects the cash flow. It affects how you pay your vendors or maybe your employees, how you pay for certain things to keep to keep the lights on or to keep the internet on, pay for insurance, and doing all sorts of things. Yes, it's good. And doing all sorts of things. It it happens, it happens, and so people will have to really come to the conclusion or come to the in a space where they're clear on what those boundaries need to be. So guys, I didn't mean to get too deep with this, but I think it's important. It is important in order so that there are no so the lines aren't marred, right? You want to say, here, this is what we're saying, this is the agreement, and we're just being clear on it. And so if you're unable to do something, oh yeah, whatever it is really stung me a couple of times, not once, but here, one, two, three. Oh my God. One, might have been a mosquito. Two, three, probably four times. So let me know, is this helpful to you? Did you find this to be useful, the information? Did you find the information to be useful? That you need to set healthy boundaries, you need to make sure that things are in place. Know if it's something that you're comfortable doing or you're not comfortable doing. Emotionally, mentally, physically, some people can't deal with that. You want to make sure you're communicating effectively through the process, before, during, and even after. You want to make sure, oh, it was a mosquito. I'm going to get him. Watch me. Oh, I'm going to get him. It's one of those, ow, 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 oh. Are you telling me the mosquitoes lying around here? Or is the thing that's stuck in there? Wow. So yeah, you want to make sure the communication is open, the communication is good. You want to make sure that if it's something that you could deal with, you want to make sure that if there are any consequences, you want to be clear. And also you can reinforce those boundaries because they're important. They're important. So guys, yeah, what I wanted to kind of share with you all today. Because sometimes too, when you give, they'll say people, in the Caribbean, they say you give them an inch, they want a yard. Give them an inch, they want a yard. So you give them 1 inch, then 6, 12, right? Then 2, and then 3 feet equals 1 yard, right? And that's what, 36 inches. I'm doing the numbers in my head. I'm just saying. So you give somebody this little much, and then they're like, they start taking you for granted. They just start to take you for granted. And they don't feel like they need to answer to anything. They don't feel like they need to answer with you. Oh, here's something else. Oh, I saw another mosquito. Oh, these mosquitoes are getting me. Boop, boop. You hear that pop? But I think it's something that's stuck in there that keeps giving that sound. Let's see if we can get rid of it. Because this is Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, guys. I used to do a little watch a show and it used to go around. Was it a romper room? I don't know what it was. Something like that. These mosquitoes, they love me. They're saying mosquitoes, I guess it's depends on your blood type or whatever, but they really like me on this arm. You see, I got all of that. I got all of that. We have to set up some boundaries around here, mosquitoes. We are not playing this today. No, we are not. I'm under this little gazebo. It is oh, 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 oh. Maybe I'll go viral for this. Woman tries to get mosquito to go viral for something. Yeah, mosquito them round here near them and near you up, girl. Watch me and them. Wait till I catch them. Like, yeah, why be outside and I got an electronic fly swatter or whatever it is. And then I see the bees and the other stuff. I leave them alone because we need them. So they're fine. Even the wasp, I leave them alone. I'm like, listen, because if you mess with one of them, I heard they remember this. I don't know how true that is, but I'm sure they will. Last year, one bit me. I was eating a mango. Oh, the mango was so good. It was running down my hand. And I was eating it. And I sat at the table on the deck back there. And guess what the bee did? I think it was a bee. It came and stung me. Right. I remember right here. I said, well, either it wanted to land on this, stung me right here on where the mango came down. And I was like, oh no. So I was running around. I'm like, oh my God, I got stung by a bee. I got to get a Benadryl or something. It was just crazy. But that's one of the things being outdoors. Hey, we all have to survive. And that's the thing, too. You know, we talk about survival. One has to survive. But we, just as, you know, as we pray for a wall of protection around us, our families, our homes, our loved ones, we are, and those are boundaries too. You know, it was just like, Lord, just, you know, build a wall of protection around me, my loved ones, cover us, dispatch your angels around us, keep us safe from dangers and harms. And we're saying those things because we're building those walls, you know, the prayer to enforce us. And also in life, like all things, there's nothing that's new under the sun. Everything, we are connected in every which way. Just like the seasons. We have seasons in our lives. We have our winter seasons. And many of you might have heard people preach about it, talk about it. But it is so true. We have these seasons. We have the winter, right? Summer, but then let's say we go into fall where the leaves start to fall and it starts to get colder, and then it's winter. And so the leaves that fell, we still have a duty and a responsibility. So what do we start to do? We start to rake it up, put it in the bags, do whatever people, they help to make it, what is it, mulch? Some people do different things with it. But when leaves start to fall, they have already, just like life, they have already served their purpose, right? Give oxygen, CO2, we blow certain things off. The leaves, they need it when they're nice and green. We talk about chlorophyll and all the things, right? We talk about all the things that nature, it's here for us. Everything serves its purpose, and it's for a time. And when those leaves have to go, they know they have to go. And then it's going to go back to wherever it needs to, or however it needs to. And then when we look at the trees that were once flourishing with all of the leaves, they're no longer here. They're no longer there. But the trees are still standing tall. Guys, if you're just coming in, definitely feel free to give a thumbs up. I know that the lives may be a little bit slow, but it's okay. You know, I'm just here getting my time. But I also want to drops some gems and things that we can use. And so we're looking at the trees. The trees are barren. We're like, oh my God, the trees are here. There are no leaves. And, kind of how things are nice and green right now. I just noticed I was walking last Saturday and I'm like, oh my gosh, the leaves are in brown. What's going on? They're falling already. The days aren't as long. And that's when they do daylight saving time and all of that in I think you fall back in the winter and you spring forward. So now we're looking at the leaves are changing, and then in wintertime, the trees are bare, and you can't leave. Just a few months ago, they were filled with leaves. They were green, and then in the fall, they turn brown. Especially placed in a space where you get the change of the seasons, and even if you're somewhere else, you will know by the moon and different things like that, especially the farmers. But the thing about those trees, they're still there. They're not dead because the roots are very deep. And those trees are very clear. They understand the seasons. They understand the work that they are supposed to do. What does this have to do with boundaries? It has everything to do with it because there's a time and a season for everything. And the tree, they understand, or the tree or trees, they understand the assignment. Even the animals, even the ones that go to hibernation, they understand the assignment. So we live under these, and sometimes too, we try to change things up, just like boundaries. Sometimes we try to change things up, we try to do our own thing, even with nature, you know. Sometimes you need to get a little nip and tuck. Sometimes you need to pull things back a little bit, right? Sometimes you need to, because I'm not here judging anyone who does what, but it's a law, right? We live under spiritual laws. There's a time and place for everything, a time for, season, time under the sun, all of that stuff. I'm mixing it up, but you know what I'm saying. And so we try to go against nature. Why? Because we want more time. Don't be coming into my thing here. Just trying to get all up in my stuff here. Oh, look at this thing. I treat it so bad, it's falling apart. I wouldn't even know how to take it off. But that's the thing. There's a time and a season. And sometimes we try to play games as if we can fool Mother Nature. But Mother Nature knows. And gravity takes over too. Because, they said once a man, twice a child. You ever heard that saying? If anybody ever heard that saying, drop me a blue heart. Yeah, once a man, twice a child. So we go through the phases, just like any relationships, whether it's business or personal. It's going to go through those phases. And so we know that, right? And we leave here, and look who is back. Ely Khan. Hi, how are you? Welcome back. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back. Still over here talking. If it's just a few of us, it's just a few of us. But I know there's always good information here. I want people to really think about it. And as we say, there's a time for everything under the sun. There's a time and a place for everything. And then there's seasons. Sometimes seasons, they're coming to a close. They're coming to a close. I'm going to have to retitle this. Seasons are coming to a close. It's not fun. Some of them aren't. Some of them we wish that we could hold on to it. Relationships, friendships, jobs. Many people have jobs that are no longer there. They have, the way that we used to do things. It's no longer there. It has changed. Things change. And sometimes too, when things change, you watch and see how people show up. How do they show up? Like a lot of folks, I'm still out here watching you. Sometimes I don't at all times. And people want to see you. They want to know that you're there. Because change is just like the tree. I said the roots are deep. The leaves might have gone, but they needed to because that's the law. They must go. Nothing lasts forever. And so there will be a new season come around. But the tree or the trees are still now back to seasons in the winter. We're all over the place with this, right? The trees are there and they're watching. They're part of all of this and they still have a to play. They still have a part to play. And also nature nurtures with the snow, the rain, the sleet, all of those things. The seasons are changing. The trees are there. We're here. We're shedding. We shed some of our skin. We shed our skin, right? We get new red blood cells ever so often. It's either 90 or 180 days, something like that. You can Google it. So even our bodies are like the season. Like I've said before, we had the baby teeth, then we get rid of those, and then we get these, and hopefully we take care of them. If not, we may have to buy some or get some implanted. Want to keep them, dear God. And so just like that, we are we are the seasons. We are. We're not so different. We are all of this. Come to think of it, guys, we're all of this. Yeah, the wind is agreeing with it. We're all of this. And we know that we have, I'm not going to get in it with everybody, but the creator. There's a source bigger than you and me and the winter. So, yes, the wind comes, the snow comes. It's still nurturing the trees. The roots are deep. They're getting the water. They're getting what they need. They get the sunlight. Maybe not as much, but they're getting the sunlight because maybe in a different part of the world, based on from science to access the way the world is turned, it will tell you when you think it's winter, but actually it may be closer to where you are, but because what I learned in science, how the way things are, right? So I could be in Jamaica all year around and it's hot, but there are certain times that it becomes cool. Call them the trade winds. So seasons are everywhere. Okay, bye bye. Thank you. Thanks for coming. So the seasons are everywhere and they're there for our lives and that the clarity around it. And so when it has done everything that needs to be done, some of us we stay in more. During the winter time, we need the sun. The sun is a very big part of it. Or when it comes to us getting the nutrients from the sun, and the sun helps us emotionally. You know, we feel better because we get, you know, when we work in along with the vitamin D and everything else. So the sun plays a big part in this. And then start coming around the spring. Oh, do I love spring. I love spring. Oh, it's my favorite time of the year. Do you have a season that's your favorite? You could put it here. Let me know. What's your favorite season? Spring is. Because that's when too people feel as if they come alive. You come alive. I feel alive during the springtime. There's a newness. There's something that's new about all of this. And we have to be able to just embrace it. So I have a fits to go. But guys, I thank you. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. And then we start all over again. So even when we started talking about these boundaries and healthy boundaries, whether it's business or relationships, that there are going to be seasons. And the seasons also, it's being respectful, you know, being respectful of people, being respectful of people and how we treat them and how we show up for ourselves. Because even in the different seasons, oh yeah, you like that spring and fall, early fall, but I love spring. And so we're respectful because we started talking about the boundaries, knowing our limits, emotionally, mentally, physically. If I am going to get into a situation where it's not personal, it's business, am I willing to go the extra mile? Sometimes too, you may not be able to deal with it. You're saying, you know what, legally, somebody else may need to take that over. So then we need to be clear on how you feel about creating boundaries and saying what you need. There's nothing wrong with you saying, hey, this is what I need. This is what will make things happen and go a certain way. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And because one has to be clear. Be clear how you communicate with people. Here are my needs, whether it's written or verbal, whichever way it is. Clarity is key. Because sometimes too, you may have to adjust those boundaries, but God, you may even have to enforce them. You can get a little bit easy with them, a little bit lax, as we would say, but you may have to reinforce them. And you want to make sure that you're following through on it and let people know, like, hey, listen, you can't treat me this way. And I'm not going to have to argue with you. We're not going to have those conversations. I'll just make sure what's written is written and whatever is in place so that we have the clarity around it. So, guys, I just wanted to share with you all today. Hopefully, you all found it useful. Like I say, I want to say thank you to all of the channel members. Thank you for the super chat, the love. I'm going to even shout you guys more so. And just to say, I thank you. I appreciate the membership. It's there, it's open. If you definitely want to become a member, do so. But more than anything, your time, minute that you spend on my channel, it's really awesome. Any time that, because what? It's clocking it for me. It's clocking it for me. That's what it's doing. And just think of that. Sometimes and they listen for 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. Someone listen for an hour. That's wow. Because that's how we get to where we are. Remember that, guys. Before the super chats, before the membership, before all the other stuff. What did we need? We needed each other, just like the seasons. We need each other. And we didn't have to, we didn't have to just like, we couldn't have gotten there. Oh, wow. Who that? You lyrics. Oh, welcome. Oh, my goodness. Girl, girl, you've been a big supporter of this channel from day one. It was you, William Sparks, and oh my gosh, Mary Jane. You were my girls, my ride and dies. Oh my God. And still, Cassie, all of y'all, just amazing people. I can't call all the names because once I start calling names, I'm going to get in trouble. But thank you. And I'm going to just give me some time. You know how that goes, right? And I'll switch everything over. So every month it will be in a place where it's my marketing and so forth. But guys, thank you for coming in. Welcome on in lyrics by Nitya. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my time is coming too. Mine is coming big. Remember, my birthday's in October. I already told you I'm getting a sweatshirt. I'm going to be over there shopping, okay? I know you and Cassie, I'm getting stuff. October, I'll be shopping. Cha-ching, that's when I treat myself. And you guys know how stuff works. That's why we're having this conversation today, because these business, when you're a full-time entrepreneur, it's no joke. But I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And I look forward that we continue to treat each other well. I don't know why this is telling me it's 50. I thought I already did an hour on this. Happy early birthday. Thank you. Yeah, it's coming up. October is when I treat myself. I take care of everybody else. I learn about my birthday. Why is it only saying this time? But hey, I'll roll with it. My birthday, I learned to take my birthday off. I never used to do that. I never used to take my birthday off. And then one day, I still remember the birthday that I was like, I'm never working. I had to work that day. It was a full day, and my patient had a code. I was working at CCU, had to finish all of that up. And then when I was trying to leave, I asked the nurses came home, we had to put the code card back. And she said no. So I had to do the code card. And then I would take classes. I was taking classes after work, and I had a statistic test. And I remember passing somewhere and I said, oh my God, I worked 12 hours and I did not eat lunch. This was my birthday that worked. My patient had a code. Yes, my patient lived because I still remember that day. I had to finish up the code card, put everything back, all the equipment that we use to intubate, had to put all back, and then had to drive and go take that statistic test that I studied. Man, I knew I was going to get an A because I studied. I knew that stuff back and forth, but I did not eat. Yes, we worked 12 hours. I did not eat any lunch. And then I remember passing a sandwich place, Subways or something, and I'm like, I think I need to eat because I felt like my blood sugar was low. And I didn't. I said I didn't want to be late for class. And I went to class and I sat there and there was no glucose in my brain. I was just in just blank. So I didn't take care of me at that time. Limousin 906 official. Hello, host and chat. Hi, welcome. Where are you checking in from? What state? What country? Thank you for being here. I didn't see it at first. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. I see that coming in. Where are you? After the live, don't forget to come and comment below so I can remember to come over to watch something. If you have a video, 8 minutes or whatever, I will watch it and comment. So definitely stop by and say hello. Jamal, it's been a minute. Jamal, it's been a minute. How have you been? Good to see you. Oh my goodness. Just stop by to say hello to everybody. I'm DoorDash. No problem. Double tap the screen. Give me a hands up there. Heart up. What kind of food you delivering? Turkey sandwich. Oh, a turkey sandwich with some fry would be good. Thank you, Jamal. Double tap the screen. So good to see you. You've been busy doing DoorDash. Wow. Appreciate you stopping in, man. Be safe out there. May the Lord bless and keep you and just multiply for you. Thank you very much. A thumbs up. There it is. It just popped up. Yes. Lyrics by Nit. Yeah, don't forget Lyrics by Nit. Still here. You can listen to some music when you're chilling. I just delivered to the customers. Oh, that's so nice. I pray they give you more tips. Liz Moo 906, thank you for the welcome. Yes, Liz Moo, where are you? I'm here in the United States. I'm originally from Jamaica. So big up. I am in Nairobi, Kenya. Hey, I need to come to Kenya. One of the missions are OBGYN. That's where she goes. And she's always invited me to come to Kenya. I tell folks when I'm coming to Kenya, everybody know. I'm going to be like, hey, Kenya, I'll tell you which hospital because we actually work out of a hospital when we go. So I let folks know. There's Ghana, definitely. So I really appreciate you all being in here. Everybody be safe and continue to take care of yourselves. Thought I had a few more minutes, but I don't know. I thought it was over. I almost felt like the time something just happened. Like there was a warp there. Yeah, so let's continue to support each other. Sometimes we just have to be patient, and I understand Nitya, trust over her, trust, okay? But definitely, I know my peeps that I'm definitely going to support. Sometimes I may even support you more than the membership, and some of you have already done that. So I thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't know how you guys were able to do it. Your names. When I try to do it under my name, it comes up. I had to create something else, so you'll see it. It's just weird. So I know, bigging up my peeps, and I'm just gonna add you to that wall, girl, and start welcoming people on in. Yeah. So Jamal, it's good to see you. gonna do DoorDash, like DoorDash. One of the things though, guys, got to be careful. Do not film and drive. Do not. It's gonna catch up with y'all because that's what one of the things you're doing that. But I wanted to remind. I saw some people doing it. They may want to go pull that because YouTube is not playing. They will say it's against their guidelines. So driving and doing commentary or driving and doing YouTube, oh, they got a issue with it. They're coming, and I know some people got with that. Yes, thank you. I was always. I have to go to see. I'm going to orientation. I will catch a replay later. Children back at school. Yes, no problem. Yes, I only have 3 minutes. Go, be safe, and thank you. God bless you. I love you guys. Really, I have like 3 minutes left. But that's the thing. The guidelines, they are not playing over here. So those folks, I saw some of the people I really love, and I don't know how to get to them to say it. And welcome, welcome on in. I don't know how to say it, but just if we're doing that, don't, because I've known people who have actually lost their channel. They were able to get it back, but they didn't want to say it fully, but I figured it out, and that's part of it. Yes, so we're going to keep going. We're going to keep momentum, just like Nightbot is saying. If you've gotten this far and you like what you heard, definitely the thumbs up. We appreciate it. The hearts, the for you commenting, and let me know. We'll get back to boundaries. Do you believe that if you're doing business or any form of arrangements, whether it's family or business, should you have something in place? Should it be written or no? And so if it's we need something in place, you can put a one. If you're saying if it's family, one. Then people would say if it's family, no, we don't need to have anything. Personally, word is my bond, and so definitely I want to honor that. Two, if you think that, oh no, we should not have anything in place, whether it be business or per family. So those are some of the things that we spoke about, building healthy bridges to make sure we're communicating properly, to make sure also that if mentally and emotionally, if you know you're uncomfortable with arrangements and speaking to people and you don't do that, then it's really up to you. Maybe you don't want to do it. And then there's sometimes to understand that there are consequences around those boundaries. You may have to reinforce them. You may have to tighten things up. And so that the lines aren't blurred. And then that's how you can keep your friendships and your relationships. Yes, we understand with family, it can be a little bit different. It could be a little bit difficult because some family members will be like, listen, who do you think you are? You're my family. You get it when you get it. No, we just want to make sure that those things are in place. So if this has really supported you, thank you for the thumbs up. You can drop a heart, say, hey, Sharon. Or if this is your very first time, consider subscribing to the channel. You could go back and I've done some other videos like these, and a lot of people have found value in the information I have shared. Empowered RN, how are you? Girl, we need to do interviews. I'm going to drop you. I want to ask you a question in IG. I definitely want to ask you something because things are pivoting, things are changing around here. So I'm going to ask there. My niece is a nurse. I got a lot of nurses family, and now another niece is in nursing school. So and there are those that are working to ask some questions. Jamal, I took a break from DoorDash. I just want to support everybody's channel. Yeah, yeah, and that's a good thing because we can always. That's the thing. And when we don't people, we don't have to get upset. When people don't see me on their channel, I'm like, don't get upset about it because sometimes I'm watching, sometimes I'm driving. I go see the grandbabies. Grandma is driving for 2 hours. And so I'll put it on a playlist and I'll listen all the way. So I may not get to stop all the time and say, oh, I listened to this and that. But definitely know that I'm out here listening and I appreciate you all. All right. Be safe, everybody. Take care. Until next time. Take care now. Be back later. Bye bye.